all. Today I am going to discuss the next topic, that is race condition. So before going into in detail what the race condition is, so how it is going to occur, so how we are going to solve the race condition. So before that I am going to tell what is that race condition and how it is going to occur. So the last class we are seeing the weight function, right? So the weight function with the simple code. Here the simple code is going to cause the race condition, right? So what is that race condition is nothing but the race condition is going to occur when the multiple process is going to tries to change the some shared variable or a shared data. So at the same time, so in that cases race condition is going to occur. So let me explain with the simple thing. See here, the process P is going to be created for execution of any program. Now the P is going to internally creates the multiple threads for execution. This multiple thread is responsible for making the programs to execute faster. The multiple threads is responsible for making the programs to execute concurrently, right? So for that purpose we are going to make use of the multi-threading and the multi-process concept, right? Now the threads are going to share the data. Now all the thread is going to share the data. So now this data is going to be changed or modified. With this simple scenario I am going to explain how the race condition is going to occur. Now we are going to have the single parent. So internally it is created the multiple threads. So this multiple thread is going to shares the data. So it is going to shares the data, right? So now the T1, the thread T1 is going to share the data. Suppose I am going to give the shared variable x value is 5. Now the thread T1 is going to access the x value, that is 5. Now it is going to change the x value is equal to x plus 10. Now the value it is changed, that is 15, right? Now when the thread 2 is going to access the value, it is 15, but how much it was 5, right? So the T2 has to get the value x is equal to 5 only, but it is already modified. So when the multiple threads are going to share the data, that is when the multiple threads is going to change, are going to modify the shared data at the same time, then the race condition is going to occur. So the race condition is nothing but when the multiple process is going to tries to, the race condition is nothing but when the multiple process tries to change the shared data. So at the same time, in that cases the race condition is going to occur, right? So now in the last example we are seeing how to avoid the zombie process, right? So the zombie process is going to avoid it by creating the to fork command, right? So now let me explain what is the problem we come across with this program. See here, start with the PID is equal to fork. Now I am creating the fork one more process by using the fork command, right? When the fork is used, so suppose for example the parent is going to call the fork command to create the child, right? So when the fork command is going to be called by the parent P and it is going to create the child C, right? So meantime, so the process the parent process and the child process is going to work simultaneously when you are going to make use of the fork command, right? So this is what the scenario when you are going to make use of the fork command, right? So the fork command is going to create the child and it is going to return the PID, that is process identification number for the which one? For the parent, right? Now PID is equal to fork is less than 0 If it is returns the negative value, then there is an error. So else if the PID value is equal to 0, then the first child is created. What it is? The first child is created, right? So now after that, one more child I am going to create to avoid the zombie process. So now if PID is equal to 4 is less than 0, then there is error. Otherwise it is going to create the second child. So at this time it is second child. Second child is going to be created by using the for command, right? So now if the PID is greater than 0, then exit of 0. What do you mean by that? So that is when the second child is going to be created, the first child will become what? The first child will become a parent. For whom? For the second child, right? So when it is going to encounter exit of 0, so what do you mean by that? Whether the second child is going to be exit or a first child is going to be exit, right? So in that cases race condition is going to occur, right? So the multiple devices or multiple process is going to tries to do the job at the same time. We are going to call it as a race condition, right? Now in this point there is a confusion, right? So which one it has to exit, whether the second one or the first one? It is depends on the CPU, right? So when the CPU is going to run the first child, it is going to run the first child, then it is going after executing the first child, so it is going to print the second child parent is, that is the first child it is going to display, first child PID it is going to display. Suppose for example the first child PID is 12. So in that cases the first child ID it is going to display when the first child is going to execute first, right? That is the case 1. Case 1, the first child executes. So in that cases the first child PID it is going to display, that is the second child parent will becomes the first child. So now in the second cases, when the CPU is going to execute the second child first, then in that cases exit of 2 it will becomes though it is going to exit the first child, right? So that is case 2. In the case 2, when the second child executes first, second child executes first. So in that cases the parent for the second child will becomes what? INIT process. Now what is a PID value? The PID value is 1. Before the PID value for the first child will how much? That is 12, right? So this is what the case 1 and the case 2. So it depends on the CPU, right? So which one it is going to take for execution. So why? Because it is going to work as a multi-process, right? So more than one process is going to be created for execution of a program. So now the process, first process, second process is going to be created, that is first child, and the second child is going to be created for the given program, right? So in that cases the CPU has to select for the execution whether the first child or a second child. So in that cases the race condition is going to occur, right? So to avoid this one, we are going to do the signaling and the inter-process communication. So to avoid the race condition problem, we are going to have the two important solution. One is signal by using the signals, second one is by using the inter-process communication. Inter-process communication. by using the signals or inter-process communication, we are going to solve the race condition problem. So how we are going to solve? We are going to make use of the first case. In these topics we are going to explain the first case, that is by using the signals. Now what are the signals? We are going to study one by one. We are going to have the 5 important signals array, that is going to be called it as a macro array function, that is used by the kernel for the solving the race condition. So race condition, how it is going to solve? Let me explain though the 5 important signal we are going to use for avoiding the race condition one by one. Now we came to know that, so how the race condition is going to happens when you are going to make use of the for command, right? So when we are going to make use of for command, it internally it is going to create the race condition problem, right? Now the parent wants to wait for the child to terminate. So what do you mean by that? So the parent want to wait. The parent is going to create the child process, right? So in that cases the parent has to wait for all its children to terminate, right? So in that cases the parent is going to make use of the one important API that we are going to call it as a wait API or wait PID, wait ID, wait 3, wait 4, all that API it is going to make use. Which one? The parent is going to make use of all these API to get the termination status of the child, right? So this is what the first thing. Now if the child wants the parent to terminate, that means that the second case is if the child wants to wait for parent to terminate. So in that cases the child cannot make use of the wait PID, wait ID API, right? So in that cases it is going to make use of the small loop, that is while get PID of not equal to 1. So that is the get PID. It is going to get the PID of the parent. So if it is not equal to 1, that means that if it is not a INIT process, so in that cases it is going to make the parent to sleep for the 1 minute, right? So when the CPU is going to fetch these lines, so it is going to makes the parent to sleep for 1 minute. So after 1 minute again it is going to wakes up and again it is going to run while get PID is not equal to 1. So it is going to check this condition infinitely, right? So once this condition is becomes true, which is come out from the loop, right? So this type of problem, that is making the CPU to wake up every 1 second, that is going to be consumes more time, right? So we are giving the overload to the CPU. This type of problem we are going to call it as polling. What it is? That is polling problem, right? So now we are encountered the 2 important problem. One is race condition problem and the second one is polling problem, right? To overcome this 2 type of problem, we are having the 2 important solution. The first one is going to make use of the signals. Second one is by making use of the inter-process communication. These are the 2 important solution we are going to make use to avoid the polling and the race condition. Now let me explain how to make use of the signals to avoid the race condition and the polling with the simple example. we come across that the signal is the one important solution which helps us to avoid the race condition, right? So we are having the 5 important signals that helps us to tell the parent or child to wait for some time. So let me explain though what are the signal we are going to make use in our program. The first one we are going to use the tell wait. So it is going to set up all remaining signals. Second one is tell parent. Now it is the child is going to tell the parent that I am done with my work. Second one is wait. So after inform the parent, the child is going to tell the parent wait. Next, fourth one is tell child. Now after completing the work of the parent, it is going to inform the child by using tell child. Next, fifth one is wait child. So after informing, it is going to wait for the child. So all these are what? All these are the signal, or we can say that it is a macros which is used for avoiding the race condition. So now let me explain with the program, the previous program what we seen. So same program I am going to modify by using this important signals. See here, first initially I am going to set up all the signals, right? So that is what? Tell wait. So next, after that I am going to create the process. PID is equal to for command. By using for command I am going to create the process, right? So if less than 0, then there is an error. So else if PID is equal to 0, then what happens? The child is created, right? The first child it is going to create, right? So now after creating the child, what the child is going to do? It is going to perform its operations, right? So now after performing the operation, it has to inform the parent that I am going to terminate. So how it is going to intimate? By using the 2 important signal, that is tell parent, get PID. Tell parent is nothing but it is going to inform the parent I am done with that my work. So next, after informing the parent, it is going to wait for the parent to transfer the control. So next, after that it is going to exit. So which one? The child is going to exit, right? So after execution, after the termination of the child, what happens? The control will be given back to the parent, right? So for that, the parent going to do some work. After performing some work, it is going to informs the child that remaining child. It is not only compulsory that we are going to have only one child. The parent may create the more number of the child, right? So in that cases, the parent is going to tell the child that I finished my work, I am going to terminate. That is tell child. So after tell child, it is going to be wait for the child. Now after waiting, it is going to transfer its control back to the any specified child by using the PID. Then after that, it is going to exit from the program, right? So by intimating by exchanging the information, that is the log file from the parent to the child and child to the parent, that is going to avoid the race condition, right? That is, we are going to call it as a mutual exclusion. So in that cases, we are going to avoid the race condition. So with the simple program, we are going to explain how the race condition is going to occur. So how we are going to solve with this code, with this signals. With the simple program, I am going to explain how the race condition is going to occur in this program. See here, I am going to start with the int main. I am going to declare the one variable, that is PID, the process identification number, and its data type is PID underscore T. Next, after that I am going to create the process, right, by using for command, that is PID is equal to for command. If it is less than 0, then we are going to come across with the error. We are going to get the error. So else if the PID is equal to 0, right? So that means that the child is going to create, right? So when the PID value is 0, right? So after that I am going to call the one user defined function, that is char act, right? The control will goes to where? The control will goes to the function definition, that is character time, right? So in that character time, whatever the statement is there, that is it is considered as an input, right? So output from child. Now it is going to take as an input to the argument, right? That is str argument. Now after that I am going to set the buffer. The buffer value is what? Null. Initially I am going to make the buffer value is 0, right? So is null, right? So next one, after that I am going to fetch the character by character, that is what we passed as an input to this function. So what is the input for this function? That is output from child, right? So now after that I am going to make use of put C function. It is going to put the character by character to which one? For the standard output. So first it is going to display O. Next after that P /P. Next from child, right? So next after that it is going to go back, after completing this execution it will go back to the character time and it will go for else. If the child is not created, then what happens? The parent is going to call the character time, right? So in that cases it is going to display the output from parent, right? So what is the problem here? That is, when the child is created, the CPU doesn't know when the child is created. So whether the child is going to execute first or it is going to execute the parent first. So in that cases there is a confusion, right? So if the child is going to execute this first, then we have to make the parent to sleep, right? So why? Because the child and parent is going to work simultaneously when you are going to make use of the for command, right? So which one it is going to start, whether the child or whether the parent? So in that cases what the CPU is going to do, the CPU performs the context switching, right? So it is going to switch from the parent to child, child to parent, and then it is going to perform the job control by using the foreground and the background. So when you are going to run this program, for the first time you are going to get the output a dot output, you are going to get this output. So when you are going to run the second time, you are not going to get the same output. Suppose for example you are going to get the slash from child like this, or output P from parent. So like this it is going to switch from the child to parent. So the buffer is going to be changed. Why? Because there is a context switching from parent to the child by the kernel, right, for execution of this program. So this type of problem we are going to come across. So that problem we are going to call it as what? That problem we are going to call it as a race condition problem. Race condition problem. right? So this is what the problem is. Now how to solve that? By using the signal. Now for the same program I am going to modify little. I am going to avoid the race condition by using the signals. What the signals? Tell wait signal, tell parent, wait parent, and then the tell child and wait child. By using this I am going to make the which process is going to work first, whether it the parent or a child. I can make that one by using this signal. So I am going to modify this program little bit. I am going to show how to avoid the race condition. For the same program I am going to do the little modification. See here, the first int main, then after that I am going to declare the PID, process identification number. After that I am going to call the for command for creating a child, right? So now if less than 0, then error. So after that, else if PID is equal to 0. So after this statement there was a race condition, right? To avoid that one, so what I am going to do, else if PID is equal to 0, then I am going to intimate the parent that wait parent. So I am going to tell the parent that wait. Next after that the parent is going to wait, right? So after that what the child is going to do, the child is going to call the another function, that is char time. Now output from the child it is going to display, right? So after that the control will be comes to the character time, that is the control will comes to the char time, and it is going to displays the information that is output from the child here. So by taking the input str, and it is going to flush the first standard output, then after that the character by character it is going to display to the standard output, right? So first time when you are going to run this program, so first time when the program is going to run, which statement it is going to display? It is going to display the output from child, right? So output from child. So next after that it is going to comes to the exit of 0. The child is going to exit. Now after that the parent may going to perform its operation, right? So that is the first case, right? Now suppose for example if the PID is equal to 0, that means that the child process is not able to create. So in that cases it will go for the else part, then after that it is going to display output from the parent. So instead of this it is going to display first one the child, second one output from parent when the child is not able to create. So in that cases it is going to display the output from the parent, and after performing the operation by the parent, then it is going to inform the child to wake up, right? So tell the child, which child, that is the particular PID child, it is going to wakes up, and the child is going to resume and it's perform its own operations, right? So this is what the program is going to work. So first it is going to make the child to work, then the parent is going to work. So how to do? The parent is going to work first, then the child. Small modification I did here. So here tell parent and the wait child. So last example we are seeing wait parent and then the tell parent. So in this case I changed to tell parent and wait child here. So how the control will goes? Now first it is going to check PID is equal to 4. Now creating the for command, that is by using now the PID is equal to 4, which creates the child process. If it is less than 0, then error. Else if PID is equal to 0, then if the child is created successfully, it is going to display the output from the child here, right? The output from the child. Next after that it is going to tell the parent, right? So now after that the control will goes to where? The control will comes to here, that is the character output from the parent, right? So if it is equal to 0, if the PID is equal to 0, then it is going to give the controls to the child first. So if it is not equal to 0 and it is going to comes to the else part and it is going to tell the child to wait. Next after that it is the parent is going to display the message, that is output from the parent. So this is how the parent and the child is going to switch from parent to the child, child to the parent by using the signals tell, wait, tell parent, tell child, wait parent and wait child. So this is how we are going to avoid the race condition problem. Next class we are going to continue with the next topics. Now thank you all.